Alright guys, before the video starts, I just want to let you know I have a lot of guys asking a lot of times on how long wait times and stuff like that on with the Rust-Oleum Paint 2K clear and all that stuff. So I'm going to tell you the best way to do it. Now, the way I do it, I have to do it. That's why I haven't been doing whole cars, because I got to get a video or two out every week, and I don't have the time frame to do it. So I got to do stuff, probably rush stuff a little bit faster than it should. It can turn out good, but it's pushing a little bit. So I'll tell you the best way, if you're going to do this on your car, the best way to do it is I would paint it, I would sand it like I do everything, and I would spray your 3 coats or so of your Rust-Oleum on the whole car. Let it set for probably a week. The longer you let it set, the better off you are, because this enamel takes forever to dry thoroughly. So I would wait a week or so. A week would probably be good. Come back 600 on a block, wet sand it, get it flat, you'll get all your peel out, then shoot your clear on it, then wait a day or two and then cut and buff it, and you should be good. But like the way I'm doing it, spraying it one day, spraying it and clearing it in the same day, and then coming back the next day cutting and buff it so I can get a video out, may not be the best way to do it. So I want to give you the best situation to make this last longer. So hope you enjoyed the video and get you some knowledge out of it, and have a good time, guys. Happy 4th of July. Happy birthday, America. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another action-packed episode here on AC Designs Garage, and today we got something super cool for y'all that a lot of you guys asked for, so I'm gonna deliver. This is y'all's channel, whatever y'all want to see. If I can, we're gonna show it to you. So let me show you what we're getting into today. Take a little closer look what we are going to be using. This is the good old Smoke Gray by Rust-Oleum. I've never used this color. I've had a ton of guys want to see it, so I am obliged. I do like this color. This is similar to the color, I think, like on the Challengers and the Toyotas. Looks killer with black accents and stuff. We're going to be spraying it on the number 4 settings, kind of like a stock paint gun setting, if you want to call it that. A lot of people have problems with these 501s, and they say they don't like it because it spits and sputters and blows paint everywhere. The trick to these is, and you won't have any trouble, is carry you like a Scotch shop towel or something in your back pocket every now and then. Just wipe it off up here, because paint gets built up right here on this edge underneath where the 4's at, and it'll drip down when you spray it. Just sprays a big old glob all at one time. So you don't want that. Just keep it dabbed off every now and then. You won't have any trouble. Also, we're going to be using the good old 2K Glamour Clear Spray Max here. Do 2 or 3 coats. We may cut and buff it. I don't know, because we're having like these summer showers every evening. It's 100 degrees and they blow up. So I don't know. If we cut and buff it, you'll know it. If we don't, we don't. But I may try to. I don't never like to do a paint job without cutting above it. But if we can get it super slick enough, that's going to be my goal today. Is let's see how slick we can get it. With that 501 can, I think we can do it. Minimal stuff you're going to need for this job, guys. We're going to be using the good old red Scotch-Brite on it. Since this is a solid color, we shouldn't have to worry about it. If it was a metallic or something like that, you'd want to probably do a gray Scotch-Brite or 600, 800 grit, because if you get too deep of scratches, your metallics will stand up in it and they'll look all weird and wonky and stuff like that. So we don't want that. So yeah, we're going to be using red Scotch-Brite. And since this door's been sitting out here for about, almost been a month, it's got bird stuff on it. So we're going to use some good old Super Clean. Buddies at Super Clean, they reached out and asked me if I wanted to use a bottle of this stuff, and I'm like, sure. Been using this stuff for 15, 20 years probably. I like it. It works good. All right, let's get out here and get ready to prep this. I'm going to walk you through right here what we're going to do, because using this stuff, this Super Clean, you don't want to put it on nothing dry. You don't want it to dry on there and just leave it. So what we're going to do is, I got the water hose stretched down here. We're going to soak this thing down, and we're going to scuff it and use this to clean it and sand it at the same time. So let's get at it before it starts raining again. Also, if y'all want to scoop up one of these rad Death Before Electric AC Designs Garage t-shirts, help support the channel, buy hats, hand pinstripe by me sunglasses, or the all famous Shakemaster 4000, head on over to www.acdesignsgarage.com, and we appreciate it. This thing's pretty nasty, guys. The last paint job that was done on this door was with that airless sprayer. I'm just not a fan of them things. A lot of guys are still using them. If you can get them to work, that's fine. I'm just not going to tell you that it's going to do a great job. There's a lot of work into it. So yeah, this was the last paint job that was done. It's the base coat, clear coat with the old airless sprayer or whatever that thing's called. Don't worry, guys, you're not going to see it no more. I know a lot of you guys didn't really care for it. I just done it because y'all guys wanted it. But anyhow, I'm going to soak this thing down real good. We're going to spray some Super Clean on it and use the old Scotch-Brite and get her scuffed. Good even scuffing on it, wash her off and let her dry, and then we're gonna go back at it. And I think it's starting to mist rain. Oh well, here we go. GoPro's halfway waterproof. Can't remember if I showed you though, we're just using a regular old Super Clean. They make a wheel cleaner and a foaming and all that. Then we're gonna soak her down with Super Clean. And this kind of dilutes it. This is a super easy job here, guys. It's already starting to rain. I guess we'll just get her sanded today. The good thing about these Scotch-Brite pads is they get down in these crevasses real good. That's the tip you want. You want to scratch on everything, that way it's going to stick. I'm going to get this upper part first. It rained this morning. I didn't think I was going to get to shoot today. Now, if it looks like this stuff's starting to dry out, you need to rinse it off. So I'm going to go to here, then we're going to rinse it off. Now this is hot out here, it's drying super quick. All right, rinse off. We don't want that stuff drying on there. It might streak all up. But this will cut all your grease and stuff off that you don't want on there. You want this thing good and clean. We'll hose out our... This stuff, you ain't got to throw this away after you get done, guys. You can just rinse it out. And reuse it next time. All right, we're going to do the center section here. We may go back over here just to make sure. We'll dry it off maybe and just check, see if everything's good and scratched up. One of these years I'm gonna build me a shop I can paint in. That way it ain't so hot. If you guys can see it or not. There we go. I don't know if you can see it. Check out that gorgeous rainbow. All right. Rinse our pad out. My door's out there drying. I was going to tell you we'll drop all the links in the description block below. As always, I make a wee little percentage off qualified purchases at no additional cost to y'all. But like I said, we'll just drop these few things down there. That way, if y'all want to do the same stuff we do, and you'll have everything we got. And it's an easy place to find the stuff. It is hot. Not sure how hot it is where y'all are. I did say we're out in Phoenix and stuff. It was about a 115. It's been a 105 here. Humidity does something, guys. It's hot. 115 is hot too, but 100 degrees and 75–80% humidity is about unbearable. Got the old smoke gray chucked up in the old Shakemaster 4000. My buddy Kevin over at Paintucation uses one of these one-handed sawzalls. I saw when he was shaking up some paint one day with his Shakemaster 4000, and I was like, man, I'm gonna try me one of them. So I link one of these below too. This thing works great. It's not near as bad on you as shaking as like the plug-in, the big ones we used to use. This thing here works good. You can do it one-handed. 3,000 strokes a minute. That's a lot of paint shaking. Also, make sure you go check out my buddy John over at Whitley Auto Sport. He does some super rad paint jobs. He adds candies and flakes and does all kind of neat stuff. So I'm gonna drop his link down, him and Kevin's link down below. Make sure you go check them out. These guys are doing some really cool stuff. That's about 3,000. So she all shook up. She should be good to go. We're gonna go out here and check the door. I'll make sure to blow around the edges. That way it ain't nothing dripping down in our paint. We're gonna put it on setting 4, 75% overlap, probably 2 coats, and she gonna look like $1,000,000. So we'll get that done. After we get us a good coat, this is how I do paint, guys. I'll do coverage plus 1. So if it takes 2 coats to fully cover it, then I'm gonna do 1 after it just to make sure. I call that my confident coat. But yeah, covers +1. We're not gonna use. I don't think we're gonna use this whole can. This stuff should cover like wiping mud on the side of it. This color type, but we'll see. Make sure you get your respirator on. If you got good glasses, make sure you got something else, because you can't wipe these plastic lenses off a lacquer thinner. But I've got some old ones that I can't half see out of, so if I miss a spot, this is my reasoning. But these are old safety glasses, glass lenses. You can wipe them off, get you some contacts, or get you a shield to put over it, because you don't want little pokey dots all over it. Now that it looks like a child from the 90s, we'll go out here and get this sprayed. And it's hot. I know, I keep complaining about it being hot, but guys, it's dripping hot. It is just miserable. So I'm gonna cut this out, let the GoPro cool off a little bit, and I'm gonna go dry all this stuff up, and then I'll take you back when we start painting. All right, she's looking good and clean, ready to go. Got her angled at a little 45 here, so the sun ain't bearing dead on it. But take a gander real quick, and we're gonna go around our edges real good and start top and work our way down. Oh yeah, that stuff covers good. And you notice how we sprayed it there. We didn't drill it on. You just want a good even coat. I really wish if this paint was not blowing back in my face, because I don't want it all over my GoPro. All right, let's do a little something different. All right, here we go. I like his color. Yeah. Get our edge here. Now, how'd that come out there? Oh, that's where it's leaking out the bottom of that door. Make sure we got them edges real good, that way we ain't got to go back over them again. Overspray on my boat. That's one thing about this stuff, guys, that y'all gonna have to remember. If you like me and you got a bunch of cars around, is make sure they park far enough away. All right, here we go. All right, we're gonna start up here. We're just gonna work our way all the way down. We're gonna 75% overlap. That means if I spray this much, I'm gonna drop down this much on the next coat, this much where it gets covered. We'll probably do 2 coats. Here we go. I'm doing about, I'm gonna say about a hand width, probably 5 and 5/6 inches from the panel. Just kind of watch it. You don't want to rush. You want to be like a robot. You ain't trying to get 1000% coverage, but you want a little bit. I like its color. All right, we'll let that tack. Almost looks like primer, don't it? That's what my buddy Jerry calls it. He says that's old Toyotas has got this. Looks like old primer on there. Primer with clear. Well, that's what we're putting on there this week. Tip's not that bad. We're gonna go ahead and wipe it off though. I need to put this rag in our pocket. Put a clean one. Yeah, that's better. Put that in our pocket. We're gonna let that tack real good. Probably one more coat's gonna do her. That's a clean look though. I like it, especially if you had this truck with black door handles and black mirrors and stuff on it. I think it looked good. But that's the old smoke gray, guys. Look at that, guys. No peel. Not hardly any peel at all. Let that tack. We'll go on the back side and touch it when it's dried enough that it won't come off on your fingers, but it still feels like the backside piece of tape is kind of sticky. That's when we know we're just ready to go on the next coat. And then we'll let it get that way, and then we'll do the clear coat. But I think 2 coats is going to do it. We'll see. And I'll make sure it's covered. Maybe next week I'm going to try to do a paint job. I've had one of my subscribers say he wanted to see. He wants to see a silver fade. We're going to do a darker fade into a lighter silver. Kind of like Gene Winfield type stuff. Will bottom be dark, and as you go up, it'll get lighter and lighter. So we may attempt that. That'll be good. That'll be a good ground color. This smoke gray will underneath it. So maybe that's next week, guys. Look for that. Then we got an awesome project coming, guys. We're gonna custom paint this little vehicle that I'm about to acquire. It's small, it's not a car, but I'm not gonna let it out of the bag yet. But we're gonna custom paint this thing, and I think it's gonna be rad. So, look, it's clouding up again. It was this sun shining 2 seconds ago, but that's why I started doing this door instead of the bed all the time. And for those guys that saying this stuff won't last, now it's dirty, but that right there is almost 9 months old. 2K clear. Spray paint 2K clear, so I can't wait. There, you got some daggone overspray, gray overspray on it. Yeah, I'm gonna wait till the year end and we're gonna show it, and then I'm gonna cut and buff it and get all this paint that I've been painting for a year out here off of it, and show you what it does. I'm not gonna strip it off. We'll just keep leaving it, see how long it'll last. So far we're up to 9 months on it, and you see it's sitting in the dead sunshine, been the snow and everything. All right, guys, it started drizzling rain out there and dripping on my door, so I got a fan blowing back here trying to blow it outside, and it's like it's gone again. I don't know, it's like I can't trust it. So I'm gonna shoot this hopefully last coat in here, and then if it'll clear up enough, we'll shoot clear outside where you can see a little better. Well, that looks pretty good. We'll see if the rain showers are over with, and we'll pull it back outside. Tell y'all what, I like this color. It's just a clean, sanitary color. Look at that, straight out of the spray can. Not good you can see the reflection, but not hardly any peel. It's got good reflection. It's a spray paint, guys, and it's pretty decent. I think. Get my light on it, making sure there ain't no blotches. 3 would be good. We may do that. Yeah, I think it's covered good. We might do one more, but look how good that reflection is. There we go, sunshine coming out. We go back here on this other part. If y'all can hear that, it's not on my finger, but it's sticky. So we're gonna put one more on it. All right, here we go. Coat number 3. Get out of here. If you notice, guys, I'm going past the panel. You don't ever want to stop right there on the edge of it, because you will, anywhere you stop and take off, you can put too much paint if you don't watch it. So go past your panel, start off the panel spray and come on the panel, let off when you get off the panel. I'm sure you guys noticed that. I just wanted to throw that in because it's so hot my brain's melting. I can't think of what I've done, but I can see what I've done, and that thing looking good so far if we keep the critters out of it. Another thing about that fan blowing back there on a very low speed, it keeps enough wind blowing across the surface that, one, it helps it dry quicker, and number two, it keeps the critters blew off of it. So, all right, we're gonna let this tack. While we're letting it tack, we're gonna go shake up the clear. All right, sorry for a little bit of wind noise. Like I said, guys, we got the fan running. So this Spray Max 2K Clear, I love this stuff. I bought cases of this stuff. It's pretty easy. You take this little thing out of the top of the lid. It's got this little prongy on the bottom right there. It's got a hole. You set it on there. You bring her over to the bench, like so, and you just push down. And that punches that bladder that puts the catalyst or hardener up in there with it. So once it's in there, it should be good. I don't think you have to hold it anymore. Once it punches it, it punches it. Now we're gonna add the icing to the top of the cake, and I like cake. We're gonna put her in the old Shake Master 4000. Make sure all this stuff is shook up good. 3,000 strokes a minute. So here we go. I think she's ready. That's almost 4,000 strokes there, I think. Oh yeah, nice and buttery. Now these cans here are awesome. They got a tip on the end. Let's see. So when it's laying down this way, it's spraying vertical. If you want to spray it the other way, you twist the cap air and it'll spray this way. However you need it. Anyhow, let that sediment. We'll go ahead and check this thing. She's looking fine. That is a cool color. There's a lot of guys painting some hot rods this color. I just like it. It's very sanitary and clean looking. That's 3 coats. And check out that reflection in it. I mean, it's not a black reflection, but you can really see not a ton of peel. Laid down nice. Kept most of the bugs out of it. Yes, sir. Smoke gray for the win. That's probably one of my top contenders of the ones I like. The black being number 1, cherry number 2, and smoke gray. She's hard to beat. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back here, and you can just feel it's sticky, but see there's nothing coming off on my fingers. And just for giggles, I may leave it sitting right here for another 5-10 minutes. Usually 15 minutes is my max. Anything over 30, I would not want a top coat. I have never ventured beyond the 30-minute mark before I put the 2K on top of it. And I understand it's not supposed to work together. I don't know why it does either, but I don't know. Somebody's gonna tell me it ain't supposed to be on there. I know it's not supposed to be on there, but it seems to work for some reason. And yeah, if you wait more than 30 minutes to clear it, you need to wait 48 hours, and then you need to wet sand it with 600-800 and then clear it. Now truthfully guys, that's probably a better job, because you go cut any peel that you got out on it. If you wait, you know, 3 or 4 days and then wet sand it flat with a block and then clear it, you're gonna get a slicker job. If you don't want a buff, that's the way to go. I think she's ready, guys. We're going for it anyhow. Hero or zero, seems like the way I live my life. All right, Spray Max 2 Clear first coat. I gotta get my respirator on. We're gonna do it the same way. Go around the top edge and come down. Ooh, look at that fan, boys. All right, coat 1. I forgot to tell you I got started. I was about 4 inches off of it, especially as hot as it is. You gotta try to keep it wet as you're spraying. When you're spraying down through there and you drop down, just go to speed. You don't want to go across there and it looks rough. You want it to just be wet enough going across there. I know it's kind of hard to explain, but maybe you can see it in the video. But I'm just going across there slow enough that it stays wet and it's not, I'm not outrunning the wet puddle, if you want to say. You want to stay on the leading edge of the wet puddle type thing. I don't know. You just got spray stuff. Just keep it wet but not running in the floor. This stuff here is pretty hard to run. Not saying that you can't run it, but you can drill it on there pretty good considering that spray paint lid's got a pretty small tip. But she laid out pretty good, so I'm gonna let that tack. We'll go back here and look at it here in a second. Okie dokie. Let's get down here and see. That's one coat right there. Looking good. She ain't reacting or nothing. How good you can see it. It's not bad. Got a couple little booger trashes in it, but not horrible. Next coat we can do just a little bit heavier, and then we'll probably go to coat 3. So then we'll be done. That should do that whole can. It's probably going to take almost that whole can of clear on that door, especially if we put 3, enough to cut and buff. But like I said, I ain't decided if I'm going to yet or not. We'll see. Here we go. Coat number 2. Coat number 2. Check out that reflection. Whew, looking good. We're gonna do one more, probably finish that can up, and that'll be pretty good there. Not that much peel. You could get by without cutting and buffing this one. We're gonna see how it looks once it dries, but tell you what, guys, that's looking pretty snazerific. Alright guys, this video should drop on July 4th, the birthday of America. Happy birthday, America, and God bless the USA. Alrighty guys, we're coming down to the very last one. Coat number 3. Fixing to knock it out of the park and gonna be done. I think I'm gonna have to buff this tomorrow because I just want to. That's it guys, there's about a quarter of a can left. That's about what's left in the smoke gray over there. So if that gives you an idea. Now if you're not wanting to do what I consider a show car paint job, we're gonna cut and buff it. If you just wanted to put the clear on 2 coats, about a half a can I'd say. If you've done 2 coats, it looks good as is, but I like to cut and buff stuff. I come from a hot rod background. It can't never be too nice has always been the motto, so we're gonna cut and buffer. So I'm gonna take you out there here in a minute as soon as it tacks off, and we won't want to get no trash in our, you walk in the paint booth, get trash in the door. We don't want that. So we're gonna leave her be, let her cook out there in the North Carolina booth, and check her out, and we'll come back tomorrow and cut and buff it and make her as perfect as we possibly can. Yep. Now look at that, guy. Look at that reflection. This is in gray. How's it going? Not cut, not buffed, straight out the old Rydell can. That looks pretty good right out of the can. A lot of people say right out of the gun, but we right out the can, guys. Look at that. Shoo. I don't know, guys. We might not buff it. I don't know. Depends on how froggy I feel tomorrow. Yeah, this old smoke gray, I like it. I think I may paint a hot rod with it or something. Gonna put this back up over here in my rattle can staging area here. I will say, guys, this thing ain't falling, is it? Yeah. Ha. Got a little off. Screwing some milk crates to the wall makes a great storage facility there. Yep, 2K clear. That stuff's probably about dry. That's the good thing about this stuff. Quarter can. This stuff will last about a week. I might find me something else to clear so I don't waste that. So, like I said, we're gonna link down below all the goody goods and all that stuff, and we'll come back tomorrow. I still think I'm gonna buff it. I just can't stand it. I know. I got issues. So, till tomorrow, we gone. All right, it's the next day. Sorry for a little bit of noise. We're running the AC today. I'm not croaking down here today. So we're gonna be in here cutting and buffing. That's the joys of cutting and buffing, is you can do it inside in the air conditioner with the old window unit over there. So hopefully in the next couple hours, it'll get down to 100 degrees and feel a little comfortable in here. So let's take a gander upon this thing. It's set since 3 o'clock yesterday. It's about 9:30 in the morning. So let's take a look at her. Now, I will say, guys, this is probably one of the slickest spray bomb paint jobs I've done. It really does not need cutting and buffing. You could get by without cutting and buffing this, but we might as well go the extra mile and cut and buff it. So I'm gonna show you what tools we're gonna be using, the stuff. And like I said before, we'll link everything down below where y'all can scoop it up if y'all want it. So first, before I cover this up, we're using the good old Harbor Freight Bauer DA dual action polisher here. 20mm long throw. This thing works great. I have a Rupes I need to repair because the board died in it, but yeah, this thing here works awesome, guys, and they're not that expensive. So you're gonna need one of them polishers. You're gonna need a couple good microfibre rags here. You need one to wipe on, wipe off. I'm using the, and like I said, I'll link these below. There's the numbers on. These are the Meguiar's DA microfiber pads here for the polisher. The thick one I use for polish, and the thin one here I use for the cutting side of it. It's just a little thinner. There's the part number on it, but we'll link them below. We're gonna be using one of the Motor Guard soft blocks. I like this for cutting because your body work should already be straight. Now, if you want it 1000% perfect, you can use an acrylic block or something, but we're just gonna use this one for demo purposes. I got my little 3M squeegee here. I like to have one of them. And the two sandpapers we're using, we probably don't need a 15, but it'll go fast. We're gonna do 1500 wet and 2500 wet. Just 2 half sheets there should do this door easily. Now, gotta find my bucket. All right, filled my bucket of water up, a little over halfway, and you can use on this, I use for like a lubricant. You can use Dawn, or you can use car wash or anything like that, but make sure you fill the bucket with water first and then put this in there so it makes it greasy. It don't suds up, because you're really not wanting to sud, you're just wanting the smooth action of the greasy soap stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I need to take my trash out and fall on the floor. I don't care. We're gonna soak our paper and all our sand. I'll just throw them down in there, and we're just gonna let the paper soak down in there for 10 minutes or so, and just kind of softens it up. And then we're gonna get on this thing, and I don't know how much I'm gonna do. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm not doing below the body line because there's no point, guys. It's just like I said, I've said before, if you're building a drive, say you're building a driver quality, you're gonna drive it a lot, I just nib the bottom here. I wouldn't worry about getting all the peel out, because the extra protection of clear keeps it from chipping all up. But today, I'm just gonna prove a point by cutting and buffing this thing. So we're just gonna do from that body line. We'll see. I'll probably end up doing this, but I'm gonna tell you now, I'm probably not going to. We may go from here down. Anyway, I just want to show you what it looks like. All shiny. We're definitely not messing with this up here. And then probably next week. I got a lot of stuff coming in that we're gonna do, so I'm trying to figure out. So next week, I think on this door, I'm gonna do the silver fade, go from dark silver to light silver on it, just in the middle, see if we can do a nice little blend to where it fades from dark to light. I think that looks really cool. So, and I've had some guys ask about that, so may try to do that next week. We'll see. It's a good base. It's already gray underneath, so it won't take near as much to cover and stuff like that. But anyhow, let's get soaking. I'm gonna get down here and we'll get into blocking this thing, show you how to cut it, get it cut down flat, and then buffer, make her shiny as all get out. So here we go. All right, guys, so Scott shop towel. Of course, we always use these in all the videos. Sometimes I forget because I do use them a lot. The way I'm gonna do this, you take your sheet. I use a half sheet, just cut it in half. It worked good for this. Bring it over to that end right there. Then you just basically fold it over. You want to use a block. You don't want to use your bare hand because you'll put little lines in it with your fingers. You don't want finger marks in it. Just makes it rougher. Like I said, if you want this thing 1000% dead flat, you need to use a harder, stiffer block. But like I said, what we're doing here, this works great. And what you do after you wear this out and you wear this side out, you just take it and open it up and put this under that, then you got another side. So you got 3 sides to one sheet. So it's like using 3 sheets of paper. Save your money, guys. This stuff ain't cheap. And I suggest don't skimp out on abrasives, on grinding wheels or sandpaper, anything like that, because it takes twice as long to sand and they don't last as long. So the 3M stuff's usually been pretty good. So the way we're gonna attack this, like we always attack it, we never sand straight. Now up in here, you can do this, but there's certain places you have to sand straight, but most of the time we do stuff in a crosshatch pattern like this. We'll go this way. It just does a bigger foot and it's less chances of digging a ditch. Then you go this way and that'll cut the highs off the other side. And we'll just basically go around doing that. I usually go over about 3 times. Most of the time it's gonna be easier to stand up and do this. Now it'd be faster to DA this, but a lot of you guys probably ain't got DAs, and I'm gonna show you how to do it with that one. Now remember, as you're cutting this stuff, these radiuses, these edges, all these have less clear on it, because when you shoot it on here, it just goes away. It don't hang as much on a radius. It flows out. Now these flats will have more clear than an edge will. So just remember, even on these, if it's not a sharp edge, don't hog on it too much. And if you're seeing this creamy white looking foamy stuff, ain't no big deal, that's the clear. Now if it starts turning gray on you, then you got a problem, because you just cut through your clear. But usually, unless you really hang out a long time on it, usually pretty good. Alright, if y'all looking here, this gray's a little hard to see. See how there's a lot of little sparklies in there, look like little stars. Those need to go away. If you look right in here and right here, it's good and just like a matte finish, except for that water line. That's what you want. Once you get it flat, then the 2500 will take the 1500 scratches out, then we'll buffer out. Yeah, you look in here, it's still shiny and stuff, and over here it's not. So this area here is looking pretty good up in this area like that. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this little ridge here, guys, lightly. I will say on these sharp edges, if you're concerned about cutting through, there ain't no shame in putting you a piece of 1/8" tape, a couple layers over each one of these. And even at this highest point, if you want to, if you're a little worried about it, there ain't no shame in that, guys. There's nothing wrong with I do that too, especially if I'm doing a super high-end car or something and I'm wanting to get her perfect flat. That's usually when you start running into cut through, is you're trying to get it just as flat as you can. And you go just a little far. We've all done it. And you'll do it too, I'll guarantee it. It's just, you just gotta learn how to fix it. Yeah, that'll save you hiney there, guys, if you'll do that. Put a little tape on the high edges, sharp edges. right, got her all wiped off. She looks like she's pretty good. Let's get the old flashlight here out on her and see if we see any star sparkles in here. But I'll tell you guys, there's a couple light ones there, but we're going to go over it with 25. I don't really see anything like right in here. I don't know if you guys can pick it up. See how it, if you pick them sparkles up, there's a couple right in here. You can maybe see them up there a little better. That's what you're looking for. You want to get those out, but we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna go over 25 probably 3 times, little 3 passes right there, and that should take care of them. It should be about ready to buff. But man, that color looks pretty cool flat. We got some matte 2K Spray Max Clear up there. We're gonna use on something pretty soon, so yeah, that's pretty nice there. So now I'm gonna set my 1500 out so I don't grab it and use it by mistake. I'm just gonna hang it. This is my Shake Master stand I use to hang up the Shake Masters and paint them with. A lot of times I'll hang my sandpaper or my Scotch-Brite that's still good on here and let it dry. Okie dokie pokey, here we go. 2500. Like I said, 25 won't take near as long. It'll actually start taking on a little bit of a gloss. If you jump up to 3,000 on the Trizac with the DA, or up to 5,000, or up to 8,000, you can take this as far as you want, guys. It's how nice do you want it? Now, when I spray like a car or something, like a full car, like if I'm doing a upper end muscle car hot rod, I'll probably put, like on this we put 3, but that 2002 I like to put 3 or 4 pretty heavy coats on it. That way I got enough room, because you got to build it out to cut it back flat. You just got to remember that. So make sure you put enough stuff on there. You don't want to cut through. Like we always say, guys, runs don't rust. But you don't want them. But I need to do a video on how to cut runs out. That's what I really need to do. Drop down the comments below if y'all would like to see how to cut a run out. I've been fortunate here lately. It's so hot. Usually in the winter times when I run stuff. Summertime is usually so hot stuff don't run. Like I said, all we're doing right now with the 25 is cutting the 15 scratches down to a lot finer scratch that the buffer will cut out. Also, like we always say, drop down below what you want to see, because most of the stuff that I'm doing is stuff you guys have asked for. Because I don't know what all y'all need to know or want to know or any of that stuff. Give her a quick little clean here with some good old spray-away, good cheap stuff. I ain't got no ammonia or nothing like that in it. I like it. Works good as a pre-cleaner. You can, if you got a little dirtier areas, you can, use a wax and grease remover. I always use this like for my last wipe down, right before I tack, just to make sure there ain't no grease or anything like it. This process here is not as big a deal as if you was painting it, but I still like it. Cleanliness is next to godliness. You need to keep this stuff as clean. That's the trick to a long-lasting paint job, is a well-prepared surface that's scratched up and super duper clean. All right, real quick, like 105. This is what I use to cut with. This Ultra Cut compound. I do the 105 and then I do the 205 the polish. Don't put each one of these on one pad, because you kind of defeat the purpose, because you put something rough, something fine, and of course the rough is going to overkill the fine. So have 2 different pads, one for cut, one for polish. Then you can go over it with like some Griot's Garage or something like that. I like using that stuff. I picked some up at the O'Reilly's, and it seems to work good. We're not going to do this because we're going to paint it, so I don't want to put anything extra. We're going to paint this door again, so I don't want to put nothing extra that I got to cut off. So the burgundy pad, the thin one, that's the one I'm going to use to cut with. This thing's pretty easy. And another little pro tip here, this can cause trouble. I've never had the problem, but I always like to do this just to check. Cool thing is I got this. I always just every now and then check that little bolt right there that goes in there, because if that bolt comes out while you're polishing and gets on your under your pad on your paint, you're gonna be repainting. So just a good precautionary measure. It's a Velcro back pad here, and I just line it up on there. She's ready to go. If you notice, I put little ticks on here, this little thing here. As you notice, this thing spins like this and like this, so it rotates and oscillates, so it does this. So you don't want to push hard enough while you're buffing. You want to let basically the weight of the buffer do it, but you don't want to push hard enough to where this stops spinning. You want to see that thing doing that the whole time. So if you lean on it too hard and it stops and it's just doing like that, you got too much pressure. So it's good, just take your mark, put right there. Just a little tech tip. So go on here, just put your several dime size drops on here. You just take it and you work it into the pad. You want to do a little massage in here, do a massage it in. You want every one of these little fibers right here to have compound on them, because that means it's going to cut faster. So we'll rub it in, make sure all of them's coated like that. Then we'll come back with a couple more little drops. We'll do 3 drops here for Dale. Rub that in. That's ready to buff, guys. One good thing about these DAs, they don't sling compound all over the place and all over you. I just like them. Some guys don't, but tomato, or mater, like we say it. It's whatever you like to use. Use what's good for you. We got her sauced up. I got my microfiber rag here. I usually cut on about 5 to 4, back and forth, whatever you get comfortable with. You're gonna have to learn how to drive this thing. This thing won't shoot you off the panel like a rotary wheel. But when I come up these areas here, I'll roll it up into that crevasse right there. You can roll it down here and buff up like this, and then here you ain't got to worry about it catching. You'll have less problems with these DA ones burning through edges. These are more of a beginner-friendly buffer, but I don't use. I got 2 rotaries up there, good ones in the closet. I ain't used in 5 years, so these work. And they ain't as hard. I don't know why people don't use them, but for some reason, the only reason people use it is to get swirls out. Whatever. All right, here we go. Now you may need to wear a little ear protection. I did show a video on greasing up these gears and it did quieten it down, but it's still a little loud. Now how y'all gonna argue with that? Good gravy alive, look at that. Boys, that's slicker than snot right there. I don't care what you say. Look at that, good. Let me get y'all down here where y'all can really see it. Yeah, look at that, look at that, look at that, what? There y'all are. I'm gonna check that. No longer than that. I'm not gonna speed this clip right here up or slow it down, but look at that. Would you look at it? Man, the gray showing up better than I thought. This stuff looks good, shiny too. Now that's just the compound. We're gonna really make her shine here in a minute. I work about a 1 foot square at a time. What we'll do is we'll come down, drop down, get this down to here, finish this area up. Just kind of break it down into sections so it ain't as bad on you guys, but look at that. Spray paint. All right, put us a little more of this 105 Miracle Sauce here on there, just a few drops. You don't want to load it up too much because it'll start caking. If it starts caking like this after you get done buffing, you can take the air hose and blow it off, or you can wash it off and use it again, but just use no more than you have to, but make sure you get it all massaged in. So we're gonna go down this body line over to the center. I may go ahead and get this up here too, and we'll move on to the rest. And this one does have a trigger lock I like to use. Some people, if you don't feel comfortable, don't use it, but I do. Looby-doob up again. Nice and smoothed up. Man, this thing's looking nice. All this wiped off here, we'll be able to go to the polishing stage and bring her on up a little bit more. One trick is hold your pad down as you pull up. These things, they got some Super Mondo grippies on them. We're going to the thicker pad. We're going to go to the 205, quick polish on it, and this unit here will be done. I'll take her outside so we can take a gander at her. So we load it up, sauce it up the same way. I'll throw this in my wet sand bucket when I'm 100% sure I'm done with it. Set it in a clean area. Be using the 205 polish. You just lightly run over it. You ain't got to bear down or nothing like that on it. We're going to do it the same way. Just couple drips all the way around, massage it in, put a cup bar, and then be done. I will say, if you noticed, we went a lot further that time. The polish will go a little bit further than the cutting wheel. That's a shadow there. So we can just do about half. So I'm gonna do one more coat from here down to the thing, and we may do a quick run over again just to ensure we got it polished good enough. Which with these, you don't have to worry near as much about swirls in these type dense colors, I'll call them. All right, here we go. We're gonna polish the bottom real quick. Say that's good unless something catches my eye. What y'all think about that? Pretty good clarity. You can actually read my shirt in it. I like that color, looks good all buffed up. Man. See the lights good up in the ceiling and every stuff. You can see the bucket right there. They used to say the old trick used to be you could stick a $100 bill here and you could see how far you could read back the serial numbers. If you could read all the serial numbers back into the paint. That was some deep paint. I ain't got a $100 bill, or I'd show you that. What y'all think about that, guys? that turned out the way y'all thought it was going to. It actually looks a little better to me. We'll get it outside in the sunshine. I don't know if you can see. A lot of times some of these colors, you get it out in the sunshine, the reflectivity does not show up as good because just the way the color makeup is. Black and stuff outside looks really good and shows a good reflection. But this pretty decent, I think. Don't take a lot of skills, guys. Y'all can do this. The buffing and stuff, it's not that hard with that. It made life. Once I discovered a DA buffer about 6-8 years ago, I ain't looked back. I love them. Some guys won't use them, but whatever. I like them. That's what I use. I think for beginners, for you guys, that's why I try to show you is the easy way to do this, because you don't want to get discouraged. And I mean, you're gonna have bad days doing this. You don't want to get discouraged and quit doing it, because this is a very rewarding thing and can save you thousands of dollars, especially if you got this car habit like I got. Yes, sir. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this video on the old smoke gray and 2K clear on there. I think it turned out pretty sweet. Hope y'all liked it. Appreciate all the support you guys doing, and man, y'all keeping me rolling on these Shakemaster 4000s and t-shirt sales. And make sure if you want to scoop you a hat or some hand pinstripe sunglasses by me, head on over to www.acdesignsgarage.com. I really appreciate it. This is how I make my living, and you guys are helping out. So as long as we're getting views and selling shakers, we'll keep doing this. But remember, be kind to one another. Jesus loves you, so do we. God bless. We gone.